All right, hey people, welcome back to my stream. Let's get started for today's Emmy route playthrough. All right. Nope, not that. Perspective. All right, cool. My head's in a spin all through Muto's class. I'm going to have dinner with Emmy, who wants to be my girlfriend no less. A date. And then she kissed me. That kiss. I keep going back to it, playing it over in my mind again and again. Everything about that moment felt so right. My mind drifts off, lost in thoughts of Emmy. Nakai, hello. I see I've drifted a bit too far. Huh? What? You contracted some kind of amnesia. Someone, get the nurse. The class chuckled at Muto's antics. Sorry, sir. Won't happen again. And all that, right? Exactly. Muto brightens considerably. Well, lovely to hear. And I hate to have my star pupils slacking off after all. I've been doing well, but I hardly qualify as a star pupil, I think. I'm fairly certain that this class is the sort that everyone does well in. It's just memorizing formulas. True to my word, I managed to pay attention for the rest of the class. Nakai, may I have a word with you? I wonder if I'm in trouble for earlier. Sure. Am I in trouble? Muto looks genuinely confused for a moment. Beg your pardon? He tilts his head with one side and thinks for a moment. Oh, that? No, you're not in any sort of trouble. There's just a question I want to ask you. What's that? Nothing terrible. I was just wondering what your plans for after graduation are. Are you going to university? Yeah, I guess. You can't really see a reason not to go. Given any thought to what you'll study? Not really, no. I figure I'll come up with something when I get there. Well, in the other route, we know he wanted to go into the sciences, but I guess before he had this initial talk, he had like a similar response anyway. Muto laughs, taking things as they come, huh? I'd argue against it, but that's how I did things when I went to university. Well, not really. I knew I'd go into science. I just wasn't sure which one. Ended up with physics, but could just as well have gone for astronomy or what have you. Actually, I did go for chemistry first, but there were all sorts of things. Muto trails off and frowns slightly. It takes a minute for him to recover his train of thought, and I wait patiently for him to continue. So anyway, I did a lot of physics as well, because I had an interest in that, but I wasn't sure if it was for me. So I went back to chemistry, and here we are, yes? He smiles at me enthusiastically, as if waiting for me to confirm that yes, here is where we are. Somehow I get the feeling that Muto had a plan for this conversation, but I'll be damned if I can figure it out. I'm sorry, I'm not following you. Muto frowns and rubs his chin a bit, looking perplexed, and snaps his finger as if he's remembered what the point of all that was. Right, yes, you! Me? Yes. You should look into studying one of the sciences. You're fantastic at it. Unless you'd rather just go into math. Typical. The guys from physics and chemistry. That's how they look into math guys. What the fuck? Muto makes a sour face. Not a big fan of straight math. I've always liked the experience more than the proofs. You're saying I should study science at the university? Mito seems thrown off balance by my question. Well, sort of. You could also join the science club. Trouble is, there's not actually a science club. But there could be. You could even be a charter member, a founding father. Of course, you need to find other members. Well, only if you wanted to. We could just start it up with the two of us. And, I could give you things to read and we could talk about them. And I could help you get ready for university and such as well. Wait. Udo rummages around in his briefcase and tosses me a book. He's much more enthusiastic in this route compared to Lily's route. Like he's already enthusiastic about it, but like he wasn't this enthusiastic about it. Read that. If it's interesting, then we can talk about it. A Brief History of Time. Oh, typical book, man. I don't know if I actually want to read this. Muto seems pretty excited about it. What's it about? Time, space, space-time, black holes and such? And it's not that dense. Just to see if that's the sort of things interesting for you. You understand? Hang around after class. We can either discuss it or I can show you how to make explosives in the lab. He waves a hand at my quizzical expression. Joking. Sorry. Still, I've kept you here long enough for now. Think about science as a career path, Nakai. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, I will. Thank you for the book. I leave the classroom and look up at the clock. Quite a chunk of time to kill until Emmy's out of practice. Guess I'll give this book a look. I should probably shower as well. Yeah. Showering before is a date. A date's only proper, right? I mean, anytime you're gonna meet your partner, you better at least shower, man. You better shower. I head back to the dorms. I wonder where I'm supposed to meet Emmy anyway. She said after practice, but she didn't say where I should find her. Bro, your common sense, man. You go meet her at the bleachers or some shit. Oh, man, wait, let me do this for a bit. I had to remind myself that I had some curry I'm cooling down in the kitchen, so I place a reminder. Some good curry. Anyway, I guess I can just swing by the track. That's probably best anyway. There you go, man. If she needs a shower, I can just wait for her in her room or something. Or in the hallway, I guess. That would be better as well. I take a quick shower, remembering to take my medication once I hop out. Now, for a look at this book. I don't think I'll stay long today. I started late already because ended up watching Koshtan for 2 episodes of Koshtan for some reason. I felt like it. There's also the part I made some curry, so yeah, that already ate some time. I don't know about tomorrow. Maybe I start at 7 or 8, depending on like I might have some social obligations after work, but it depends if I feel like it. Probably just grab a mug of beer and just call it, or a mug of beer and burger, so I'm done with dinner. Anyway, I wait with a start. Shit, what time is it? The glance at the clock reveals I've been asleep for nearly an hour. Thank goodness. Emmy's practice should be finishing up soon. God, thank God he didn't oversleep or some shit. I throw on some casual clothes and head for the track. Somehow I get the feeling we won't be doing anything fancy for dinner. Amy doesn't strike me as the very fancy sort of person. I think that's only for Lily, man. Jesus Christ! I remember the first date with Lily. That was the best. That was a good decision. I can imagine Emmy's gonna be chill. Let's see. Still, I suppose there's a lot I have yet to know about Emmy. Despite our newfound closeness, I still feel like I don't know her as well as I should. That is correct. She is still hot. It's like getting into a relationship with Kohaku without finding out the secret shit about her, man. Anyway, oh well. I have lots of time to fix that. To be honest, I'm looking forward to getting to know her more. I'm so caught up in my own thoughts that I hardly register that I'm already at the track. Amy's nowhere to be found. I don't even see any signs of the track team. This could be embarrassing. I turn to head towards the girls' dormitory when I hear a shout. Hey, he's Sal! Oh, she already changed clothes. Nice. I turn around to see Emmy making a beeline for me with a gym bag shrugged over her shoulder. She's changed into some decently more casual clothing. A pair of shorts and an olive green top. Oh yeah, green does look good on her. Her running blades have been replaced with more realistic looking legs that wouldn't fool anyone. She's on date mode, man. Amy doesn't seem to care about that. A fact that which makes me smile. Hey, you came. I mean, I figured you would, but still, what the fuck? You asked the guy on a date, especially after a kiss, and be like, we're gonna start dating. What kind of person would be like, I'm gonna bounce? unless his out was actually the guy who actually didn't like you, and he was being polite about like, that's weird. But I know some people did that shit. What's wrong with them? Anyway, I suddenly find myself wrapped in a rather affectionate hug, and it proves to be impossible for me to keep what must be a world's largest grin on my face. Well, of course I came. I'd be crazy not to, right? Emmy ponders for a moment. You know, that's true. I mean, I'm pretty amazing after all. I shrug in response. I certainly think so. And an offhand remark, which is why I'm surprised to see that it seems to have caught Emmy by surprise. She blushes and smiles warmly at me before planting a kiss on my lips. Now, it's my turn to be surprised. Wow, she's going all affectionate, just kissing. They're having a lot of kisses right now. Nice. Emmy steps back, resting her weight on her back heel, looking pleased with herself. My brain fumbles for an appropriate response. I should compliment you more often. Emmy laughs and gives me a playful shove. Jerk! I throw an arm around Emmy's shoulders, and I'm pleased when she immediately leans into me as if it were the most natural thing in the world. What the fuck? I think I totally understand why people call this the most. This is usually the first route. It feels weirdly easy, quote unquote. I don't know. We just started Act 3. There's bound to be a lot of bullshit coming up, right? So, where to? I'm not actually sure. Where do people go on dates around here anyway? That's a damn good question. I got no idea. Why don't we just head down at the Aura Mart, grab something portable? Emmy's face brightens at this idea. A picnic! I think you're on to something, Sal. Well, we already missed out on a picnic the other day. Emmy snakes her hand around my waist, and we begin to head for the front gate. I'm entirely unsure what I'm meant to do in this situation, but at least Emmy seems to be equally clueless. Despite the relaxing feeling of being with Emmy, I still can't help feeling a little tense. What if I do something wrong? I'd hate to make an ass out of myself. The trip to Aura Mart is accompanied by Emmy's chatter about how practice went. I keep quiet for the most part, really enjoying the warmth of being around Emmy. We get a few odd looks from a passerby, but I don't mind. We wind up buying some bread and instant noodles, realizing too late that we can't actually cook the latter in the park. I was thinking cup instant noodles, but then he doesn't say instant cup noodles or so whatever. Oh well, I'll make it for lunch or something. That'll work. The park is located after a brief loss of direction that I blame entirely on Emmy. She, of course, blames me. We find a spot beneath the tree and sit down. I lean back against the trunk. Emmy sits across from me. I guess we should have brought a blanket or something to sit on, huh? Emmy shrugs. I don't mind. Why does this song always remind me of Ciel? It's the kind of song that reminds me of Ciel. I don't know why. Anyway. Neither do I. Emmy tosses a package of bread and we dig in. Curry pot. Oh, you know what? I ate curry for dinner. It was also good. Anyway. I guess I wasn't really paying attention to what I grabbed in the store. Hey, Hisao, you look like your bread's a little spicy. I shake my head, trying in vain to keep an image of manliness. Nah, it's hardly spicy at all. I see. That must be why your face has gotten so red. Yes, exactly. The lack of spice has, gotten my blood up. Because of that disappointment. Emmy laughs and swallows the last of her bread. Well, if you can handle it, I'll be glad to take it off your hands. Hey, just because you wolfed down yours so quickly doesn't mean I'm just going to give you mine. Emmy mock pouts, causing me to nearly choke on my bread with laughter. Oh, come on, Hisao. Aren't you supposed to be concerned with making sure that I've got enough to eat now? I mean, she burns a lot of calories. We're dating, you know. Though, Emmy looks troubled all of a sudden. I can't say I feel any different. What do you mean by that? What makes this a date? It's just that we would have done. It's just what we would have done anyway. Really. But this should feel different because before, when we had lunch, we were friends. And now, we're a level above friends. You sound like Rin. Laughter escapes and Emmy grins. Well, she might have put that thought into my mind. We've talked about that sort of thing before. Really? About me? Not really, just... Stop, really. Rin thinks that the change of a label from friend to girlfriend is arbitrary most of the time. Like, there's no difference between the two. I can think of at least one, you know. You don't tend to kiss your friends quite as much. I don't know about that. At least for some people. Some people and their friends, quote unquote. For the second time today, Emmy blushes slightly and giggles. I suppose you're right. Exactly. I'm always right about things like this. Emmy rolls her eyes and chuckles. Guess you're pretty smart, huh? I nod in agreement. Yup. Even Mudo thinks so. He thinks I should go into some scientific study at her graduation. Emmy raises an eyebrow. Oh, really? Yeah. I'm thinking I actually might do just that. Really. The more I consider the idea, the more it appeals to me. I make a mental note to look into it a little more closely. So, what are you thinking of doing after graduation? Still planning on running? Emmy shrugs, seeming almost a bit hesitant. I don't know. If I'm good enough and I can find a team, I guess. You mean you aren't sure? I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Really? You probably should, you know. Graduation isn't that far off. Emmy fidgets a little nervously. Yeah, well, it's far enough, right? Besides, I got other things to think about. There's a mischievous flash behind Emmy's eyes, and I suddenly find myself gloriously pinned against the tree. Like, making sure this is a real date, right? I mean, if we don't kiss, then it's not a date at all, right? Strawberries and curry. Not the best combination, but I don't think I'm mine. Emmy sits back on her legs and grins again. There, science would approve, right? I have the oddest mental image of Muto nodding seriously and marking a mark on some checklist. I can't help laughing at the idea. Well, I'll admit, this is the first time I've ever witnessed a kiss being met with a laughter. Should I feel offended? No. I'm sure science approves. Emmy beams at me, and I find it increasingly difficult to keep my brain functioning properly. Oh, good. It is at this point I noticed that Emmy has stolen the remainder of the curry bread, while I was otherwise occupied with images of teachers wielding clipboards. Hey! Emmy tries to look innocent, but considering she just crammed the last bits of my bread into her mouth, it does not appear to be working. Sorry, couldn't resist. Thief! A shrug from my companion is all I get in response. You use your feminine wiles on me. I wasn't that hungry anyway, but I still feel that the point needs to be made. Emmy seems confused by the phrase feminine wiles, but the understanding dawns in her features after a moment's thought. Wasn't anything of this sort. You were laughing. Feminine wiles don't involve laughing. I guess I can argue with this. That doesn't change your theory. Emmy laughs at my injured tone and gives me a playful shove. Fine, you can have the instant noodles. Are you kidding? That stuff's terrible. Wait a second, I thought she was all into the healthy stuff. Instant noodles, the opposite of healthy, you know? Anyway, if anything, you should definitely eat it as a punishment. Another laugh from the girl sitting on my legs, both of which have fallen asleep by now. I twitch one leg to try waking it up, which has an unintended effect of unbalancing Emmy, who falls to the side with a startled eep. Oops, sorry about that. Legs fell asleep on me. Emmy remains on the ground giggling. I stand out a little shakily, feeling the nerves of my legs return to normal. My eyes wander over the scenery before fixing on the figure of Emmy, who has yet to get up. Her hair spilled out around her head, her arms are spread and laughter bubbling up through her mouth. Everything about Emmy seems condensed into this one image. This is actually a good image. Oh, I don't know how to hide the UI. What is this thing about Renpai? What the fuck? Anyway, let's continue. I'll probably find the CG somewhere. Her energy, her spirit, her childish giggling. The urge to lay down on the grass with her rises swiftly from the back of my mind to the forefront of my thoughts. And indeed, I am convinced that I would love nothing more than to do just that. Unfortunately, the sun has set, and it is probably time for us to get back to the dormitories. While Emmy may be happy to stay out here all night, I don't think I had that ability. Besides, homework soon beckons. It wouldn't make sense to start thinking about things like university then slack off with it. I extend a hand to Emmy to help her up. We should probably get going. Emmy makes a sour face. You're right. She grasps my proffered hand, and I pull her to her feet and into a hug. This time, I'm the one who kisses her, unable to resist having Emmy against me. Seems a shame to leave, you know? Yeah, it does. But if we don't get back to school soon, we'll probably get in trouble. Emmy pokes me in the ribs playfully. And you need to do your homework, I'm sure. Sally, you're absolutely right. I throw my arm around her shoulders, and we make the trek back to school, accompanied by the occasional bouts of laughter as the conversation jumps from subject to subject. Everything from running to school to the peculiar way that one of the cafeteria workers smells. What? That's a very odd topic to talk about, especially for cafeteria, man. What the fuck? All too soon, we find ourselves outside of the girls' dormitory building. Well, I guess I'll be going then. I guess so, huh? Emmy grins at me again with that mischievous look. Are you going to be able to survive without me? I laugh. I'm sure I'll manage. How terrible. Aren't you supposed to say something like, I'll be counting the seconds you are away? Nah, I don't think so. I just randomly thought of a good clap back there, but I wouldn't say it, man. I mean, I wouldn't say in the stream. I thought about it. I thought a good clap back on that, but never mind. Emmy pulls me down into a quick goodbye kiss and sits back, looking unexpectedly shy. Thanks for dinner. I really had fun. Honestly, I did. So did I. I think we shall have to do it again sometime. Emmy laughs at my deadpan delivery and nods. See you bright and early tomorrow morning, right? You gotta run off that bread after all. Of course, despite the fact that you ate most of it. Yeah, despite that. See you later, Hisao. As Emmy turns to head inside, I notice something weird. Something so weird that I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier. She's limping slightly, favoring the left leg. Hey, Emmy? Is your leg okay? Emmy looks confused, or at least fakes confusion. What are you talking about? Your right leg. You're limping. Oh, she does that a lot. She does the Kohaku thing. Remember in Tsukihime when you really had to watch Kohaku's face because she does that lightning flash change of expression? She's doing it too. Holy shit. There's the brightest flash of concern on Emmy's face. Either she didn't want me to know, or she didn't think I'd notice, or I prefer to think she just didn't realize it. Oh, that? She shrugs casually. It must have gotten knocked a little out of alignment during picnic. No idea what could have caused that, of course. I think back to being pinned under the tree. Ah, you should have told me. You could have stopped and fixed it, you know. Emmy waves a hand airily. Nah, it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it, okay, Hisao? It's fine. Why do I get the feeling that she's convincing us as well as me? I'm gonna press Emmy. I'm gonna press Emmy about it. She's not gonna be happy about it, but you know. I'm not the type to let it rest. Let's see how this goes. I'm using instinct here. Are you absolutely sure? You don't want to go ahead and adjust it before heading upstairs? You could get hurt if you don't, right? I said it was fine, Hisao. Seriously, don't worry about it. I've got some experience in these matters after all. Yeah, I suppose so. Emma grins reassuringly. Honestly, Hisao, I appreciate the concern, but I really am okay. Now, really, I need to get going. Your attempts to keep me around are doomed to fail. Of course. Just prolonging the goodbye, I suppose. Another grin lifts up Emmy's face. Good night, Hisao. Good night. Ooh, I was right. This is her character issue. She likes to hide shit, man. This is her character issue. She's a hider. As she limps inside, I find myself hoping she's okay, despite her assurances that she's fine. I think I can call this a successful first date. Hell, any day that ends with Emmy pinning me under a tree to kiss me can't be bad, can it? I head back to my room, mentally thank the gods that Kenji doesn't ambush me in the hallway, and get started on my homework. Itchy. This is not good. I'll probably do like an hour or hour 30 or 2 hours today. I feel kind of tired for some reason. The morning is far too early for my taste. It doesn't help that I had trouble sleeping last night. There was simply too many things to think about. My mind refused to slow down. Instead, I replayed the rooftop, the park, and everything else over and over in my mind. There's a small part of my mind that is still paranoid that this has all been some kind of joke. That I'll meet up with Emmy at the track and she'll act like nothing happened yesterday. Pushing these thoughts to the back of my mind, I throw on my running clothes and open the door. Emmy's waiting for me with her usual smile. You're late! Or at least, you're not early today. Are you tired or something? I find myself ruefully rubbing the back of my head. Something like that, yeah. Lots to think about and all that. Emmy giggles at my mild understatement. Yeah, I didn't sleep that well either. I was actually glad you weren't early because I wasn't early either. I wonder if the same thing kept us awake. The image of her weeping face passes through my mind. What kept you up? Emmy's expression falters, but she quickly notices my curiosity and forces a smile. Forces a smile? Nothing important. She's obviously not telling me something. The question is, should I press the issue? Something's clearly been bothering her for a while. I want to help her, but would it just come off as being nosy? She's got to know I care about her though. Are you sure? If something's bothering you, I'm here to help you sort it out. Emmy laughs then, but it's not her usual smile. There's an edge to it that it seems almost bitter. Sort it out? Not sure if it can be sorted out, Hisao. Not only did she admit, but she was also like, she's disagreeing. An almost grin smile crosses her lips. It's like a smile of resignation. I don't think you could help me anyway. Oh shit! Did we fuck up, guys? But anyway, more on me is like, I know Emmy's like, you know, that hurts. I don't want to say that it hurts to her, but it does. Doesn't she realize I want to be there for her when things go wrong? Well, I won't push you on the matter, but I'm here for you if you decide later that you'd like to talk about it. That might help. I can see the debate raging behind Emmy's eyes. It seems like she wants to tell me, but she's not sure whether or not she can. Hey, forget about it for now, okay? We got running to do. The mention of running, something that she can handle, brings Emmy back to her usual self. Right! Hurry up and stretch out, Hisao. We got to get moving. Do you know why she likes running? She likes to run away from her problems, that's why. Ooh. Keto symbolism, magic, whatever. Wait, I'll be right back. Alright, let's continue. She takes off like a shot, far quicker than I'm used to. Still, I try to keep pace with her, recklessly testing my limits. It gives me a feeling of freedom, like my heart is no longer important. I find myself waiting to laugh, wanting to laugh, filled with the feeling of moving beyond what I once called my boundaries. The nurse's warnings to not overdo things echoes in my mind, and I disregard them. Oh, shit. He's gonna get a heart attack for sure, man. He's gonna get it. This guy. The feeling I have, this willingness to risk a heart attack for something so trivial as a morning run, feels so out of character for me. But is it? Or rather, should it be? I got a weak heart for sure. It'll never be capable of the kind of speed and endurance Emmy's capable of. Though I probably wouldn't be able to get that good even if I had a healthy heart. As we round the final bend, I feel my legs screaming in protest, but for the first time I ignore them. I accelerate to finish at a sprint, nearly catching up to Emmy. That was never going to happen, of course. Still, I feel surprisingly good. Oh, sure. If legs feel like they're about to catch fire, and I have trouble staying upright. But there's a ship of sort today. And it's all thanks to the girl grinning at the finish line waiting for me. That felt a little faster than usual. My comment is met with a grin and shrug. Can't have you thinking I was going to go soft on you, can I? But you managed to handle it just fine. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Still feeling the high from the run, moved by the surge of gratitude, I see Sammy in a hug. Thanks. Really, I'm not just saying that. I mean your depth. Sammy seems flustered by my words, squirming uncomfortably. Don't be silly, Hisao. Someone had to haul you out here, didn't they? And it's not like you're not doing anything for me, right? I need a running partner, remember? I shake my head, still pointedly not letting go of Emmy, who stops squirming and merely looks up at me with a quickly deepening blush that almost seems out of character. No, that's not true. You wanted a running partner, but you didn't need one. If I hadn't showed up the day after the festival, you would still run, right? But it doesn't work the other way around. I only managed to make it out a few times before the festival, and without you, I probably wouldn't have made it out at all after that. Emmy smiles at me and prods my chest with one finger. You are pretty lazy, Hisao. Hey, I was giving you a compliment. Well, you're welcome, I guess. I'll pay you back somehow. Oh, well, that's not necessary, you know. I mean, I kind of like you, Hisao. And being able to run with you in the mornings isn't exactly a bad deal for me either, so... For someone who gets so much praise, she seems unused to gratitude. I can't think of anything else to say, so we fall silent. I become aware of Emmy's breathing, of the dampness of her clothes, and the scent of her. Ponder that aroma, guys. That sweat. Coming off anyone else, it would stink. Coming off of Emmy. Ooh, it fits her in a way nothing else could. Imagine that smell. Fuck. My nose is itchy once more. Skin is cool, slick with sweat, and the breeze causes goosebumps to rise. Almost without thinking about it, I lean down and meet Emmy's mouth, which has already moved to meet my own. Her lips are soft, and she hums happily as we kiss, sending vibrations from her mouth to mine. There's a startling brightness to everything about this moment. We've hit one another perfectly. The kiss ends, and I let my arms drop back to my sides. Emmy's smiling warmly at me and giggles again. Come on, Hisao. You better go see the nurse. Then it happens. As she turns to begin walking, she gives out a tiny yelp and stumbles forward. Emmy! I lead to steady her and notice with some concern that she's favoring the same leg as last night. Your leg. Emmy seems panicked and pushes away from me. It's fine! Expression must seem hurt because she hastens to apologize. Sorry. Didn't mean to push you like that. I was just... She stumbles for something to say. It's nothing really. Hey, don't worry about it. She's so flustered, I decided to shrug the whole thing off. But there's a cold feeling in the pit of my stomach that won't go away. I tried to step in and help her, and she pushed me away. This is the Kohaku thing. We're ready for this shit. Smiling, I showed those thoughts to the back of my mind and concentrated on Emmy. I just don't want you getting hurt, that's all. You don't have to worry about me, honest. I'm fine. Yes, you say that, but I don't believe you. Why won't you tell me what's wrong? It's like she gets offended by my trying to help. What am I supposed to make of that? I'm still trying to sort out what happened on the track as we arrive in front of the nurse's office. Emmy raises her hand to knock, hesitates, and turns to me smiling guiltily. Hey, can you do me a favor? Of course. Can you tell the nurse that I'll see him later? I just remembered that I got some stuff to take care of before class. So I really need to get moving. I peer at her closely and she fidgets under my stare. Yeah, she's clearly just avoiding the nurse. That leg of hers. Well, whatever. I said I'll help, and so I will. But I'll make damn sure she sees the nurse before the day's out. Yeah, okay. I'll let him know. Amy looks like I've just given her a pony on Christmas. Thank you so much. You're the best, Hisao. I'm awarded for my complicity in her lie by a kiss that makes it all worth it. Or so I tell myself. As Emiya heads out the building, trying hard not to let her limbs show, I knock on the door of the office. Hisao, come in. I don't see Emmy with you. She's not sick again, is she? From the tone of his voice, I don't think that Emmy is expecting me to say, yes, she's ill. She said she forgot to do something, so she had to skip out. But she'll see you later today. The nurse heaves an exasperated sigh. Honestly, that girl. She's been avoiding me. Yesterday, she was in and out of here without even taking off her prosthetics. And now this. Well, at least it's not just me. Emmy doesn't want worrying. That's a comfort, I guess. Still, I feel I should say something about her leg. I said I'd lie for her, but she really needs to see him. Now that you mention it, she was limping pretty badly today. And last night as well. The nurse's eyes narrows at the word last night. And what exactly were you two doing last night? We were, on a date. The nurse raises his eyebrows as if surprised. Really? Interesting. Huh? Oh, nothing. His gaze turns thoughtful, and then he grins at me. You don't think you could use some of that boyfriend charm to get her to come see me today, could you? Of course. I was planning on doing that anyway. I think she's really hurt and just pretending she isn't. Yes. She does that. Afraid I'll make her stop running. Will you? I don't like to, but if it's bad enough that she's been limping, well, I guess I'll have to see what's wrong for myself before I make that call. I see. Emmy? Not allowed to run? Perish the thought. I don't know if she'll be able to function without running. No wonder she's reluctant to admit anything's wrong. Well, I'll make sure she sees you. Good. Oh, and before I forget, she grins at me again in what feels like a vaguely threatening manner. Don't forget that I know what medications you're on. You be careful around Emmy, got it? Whoa. He looks serious too. Got it. Don't hurt Emmy. Wouldn't dream of it. Gran, I'd hate for you to be late. Huh? Late, as in the late Hisao Nakai. He frowns briefly, dissatisfied. Sounded better in my head. Well, at any rate, get out of here before you miss your first class. You got things to do, I'm sure. Shoo! As I leave, I notice the nurse piling out his phone and dialing a number. Mako, your daughter's being a pain in the ass again. I'd better head back to my room, or I really will be late. Hey, wasn't he supposed to check my heart rate? Bro, he has super bias towards Emmy, so, he'll naturally focus on Emmy first before you. Well, to the point that he totally forgot to, like, even check your heart rate, man. The lunch bell sounds, and I bring myself out of the stupor I stepped into during the morning classes. My lack of sleep last night, coupled with the increased pace of this morning's run, had left me a little exhausted. Despite that, I find myself skipping stairs upward to the roof. There's a thrill of excitement now, in addition to the pleasure one gets from eating lunch with one's friends. You know, I really do feel tired right now. I can't even reach. I really do feel exhausted. I said I'd finish at least 1 hour. We're 49 minutes. We'll do a lot more tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and yeah, we'll have a longer stream tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll try to get home early. Just some good beer and some overpriced burger. Hopefully, that's good. I'm not paying for it. The company is, so you know. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next stream. I actually want to continue, but I really do feel tired.